Hey everybody, welcome back to the LuckyDog podcast. This is your host, Elias Roush. This podcast is sponsored by EliasRoushMedia.com, photo, video, digital media production. Today we're discussing Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Birds of Prey is a 2020 American superhero film based on DC Comics team Birds of Prey. It is the 8th film in the DC Extended Universe and both a follow-up to and spin-off of Suicide Squad 2016. It is directed by Kathy Yen and written by Christina Hudson. Kathy Yen, this is her second movie on the big screen, followed up by Dead Pigs. Christina Hudson, best well known for being a writer on Bumblebee, the Transformers movie. So Birds of Prey, I've been looking forward to watching the follow-up to the Suicide Squad movie. Everyone knows back in the day how reviled Suicide Squad was, despite it being relatively successful at the box office. But ultimately, one of the best things that came from it was Margot Robbie's performance as Harley Quinn. Undoubtedly one of the most memorable performances within the last couple DC Extended Universe years. So, naturally, you're going to have Margot Robbie in her own movie. Will Smith as Deadshot also did well as in the performance of Deadshot in Suicide Squad, but he is not in this. Jared Leto, one of the most probably reviled performances of the last 10 years as the Joker in Suicide Squad, is somewhat dropped. This movie is almost dealing with how bad of a business idea and decision it was to have the performance of Jared Leto's Joker. And it's so bad that I'm pretty sure it led to them having to add this fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn, because this essential movie is all about Harley Quinn branching out on her own. She doesn't need a man anymore. But not only is Joker just, an abusive relationship she's leaving, but he's also the quote-unquote protection in her life, which makes it extremely interesting to see what happens when Harley Quinn doesn't have that protection under his umbrella anymore. And so that's what this movie is. Here's a synopsis. After splitting up with the Joker, Harley Quinn joins superheroes Black Canary, Huntress, and Renee Montoya to save a young girl from an evil crime lord. That evil crime lord happens to be played by Ewan McGregor, playing Ronan Sias, and Victor Mencina as Victor Sice. So, let's see. Let me see where to begin. Let's start with the pros. The pros for the Birds of Prey come from the cinematography, atmosphere, action, and a little bit of the music. I think these are what propel the movie forward with the pacing it has. I don't know if the pacing's weird for me, honestly. I feel like this is a very two-tonal movie. The cons in this movie is the editing is a lot to handle. Narration is exposition heavy. The writing does not suffice to it having extreme action versus having hilarious comedy. Compared to Deadpool, this is not nearly as what I would call clever. This movie is fun. Deadpool is clever. Let's hop into this spoiler section real quick. I will be honest, I recorded this already and it didn't save the last 20-30 minutes of my podcast, and so I'm kind of upset. I'm going to run through it really quick, so let's do it real quick. Spoilers for Birds of Prey. The animated intro is clearly not Jared. It's supposed to be clearly Jared Leto minus all of the craziness. They really wanted to stray away from that guy. Robbie effortlessly is Harley Quinn. I think she just breaks into that character effortlessly. When she runs into people at the very beginning, it was hilarious. The guy, the leg busting, the nose breaking, the hyena seller, the face tattoo guy, all of them. I thought that would have been a better movie. If just have a full movie of people trying to get Harley Quinn and her, assembling this crew. The I shaved my balls for this shirt is fucking hilarious. The offshore bank account is imprinted on the gym. Got that uncut gems. The face-off scene is intense, but not as bloody as expected. With Black Mask wanting to take off people's faces, I thought that was going to be a lot more intense. It's an intense idea, but we don't really see too much of it. The pickpocket girl has to get. The Cassandra Cain was not crazy about her, mostly because she didn't have much to do, and I didn't really care about her just living in a foster family. There wasn't anything about her. There's always just things about these supporting characters. One likes to rob, one's a cop, one can sing really loud, and one's an assassin. It's just like, and one is a klepto. It's like, okay, that's not that fascinating. The action during the cop heist is cool. I love the colors, the background colors, as well as the choreography. Tired of glasses breaking in movies to show that somebody can hit a high note, but I mean, this is what's serving for later. The thing is, we don't really know why or how she has this power. Why does Canary have this like really high pitched voice? It's a suspenseful scene with Harley Quinn and Canary behind the club, her being taken by these two random ass guys. It's very stressful to watch because it's not like she got her ass kicked and she's being taken in the back of a van. It's very much like she's being taken advantage of, like she's too drunk and she can't help herself. So seeing that ass kicking scene after is really fun to watch. McGregor is campy and hilariously offensive. He says when he's showing all of these artifacts and places that he's been to Canary, he went with these tribes. He says tribes are dirty. Motherfucker. It's like, what? It's like, you asshole. You're going to go to these places, steal their artifacts, and then call them dirty. It's like, fucking asshole. Musical interludes while Margot Robbie is getting hit is interesting. This is when McGregor is hitting her in the chair and she's having these like flashes of her going to a quote unquote another place, and it happens to be like people are dancing and stuff like that. Black masks are dancing or whatever. Yeah, I really thought that this movie was going to focus much more on like the toxic relationships and kind of finding your own way, and I never felt like this movie was really overstated with that. The action in the jail is really well shot. She really does. Looks like she really does the stunts, and I think that's what lends to this movie looking a lot better. I mean, wide shots. It looks like Margot Robbie's actually doing it. It's very cool. The action shot with the coke being shot and sprayed upon Harley Quinn and her going off and whoopsh, whoopsh, whoopsh. I mean, I was just like, I'm here for that. I mean, this is stuff you'd never see in a Disney movie. You'd never see coke being dispersed on a superhero or a bad guy and them just going off. I mean, it's just one of the crazy concepts you get when you're an adult in a superhero world. The chemistry with Cassandra Cain is just dead to nothing. This is when they're in the car and they're throwing pipe bombs out the window when people are trying to kill him. Like the kid straight up kills somebody and just has like barely little to no reaction. I just felt like the kid and Margot Robbie just did not have much chemistry, very much in the sense that Deadpool 2 had no chemistry with that kid. Background of Huntress is pretty cool. She's a raised assassin. Parents were assassinated, and now she's going after all the people that assassinated her folks. Get a cool little montage of that. I really wish that these supporting characters would have had more than just things that happened to them and a cool character trait, because that's really what it felt. Let's see. The dance torture was about power. This is when McGregor makes that one lady stand up and dance while the husband has to remove her dress. Very hard to watch in a way, but also it could have been a lot worse. And I think that it was basically about power. Harley's obsession with weird food places is odd, except for the way that we get this nice little food porn from Sal's Bacon, Egg, and Cheese. I love the way she describes, I don't know if it's the long hair, the arm hair, or if it's the 6-week-old meat or something like that, but something about Sal's always does it right. And I was like, damn, I need to get something from Sal's. And then we have Doc's spicy number 26s. Chris Messina's death was funny with the repeated stabs happening from Harley Quinn. I thought that was just a funny little way that, like, stab, stab, stab. We also have one of those scenes where our main antagonist, there's a lot of times where our main antagonist, I feel like generally it's a female that is paralyzed, and the bad guy is trying to control her, mouth movements or something like that, and just kind of a big metaphor for how men control women. At this point, we find out she was going to trade the kid. I was like, what the fuck? So she really is a bad guy. She doesn't really give a fuck about the kid. But on a dime, when everyone, shows up, they're like, we can all whoop ass. It's like, okay, so the problem with this big funhouse thing is I was getting Zombieland 2 vibes with them just standing in a big tall tower with having to fight all these people coming up to them. I wasn't exactly sure that they were in a big tall tower, actually. I didn't mind some sort of building. But they have this big action scene in this funhouse. The funhouse scene visually looks cool, but it doesn't match the rest of the film. It feels very much they're like on a set of some sort. The music works with the action. It's fun, pacing. Slightly anticlimactic when it comes to getting rid of Black Mask. I honestly wasn't even sure that he was dead at first. I was like, wait, what the fuck? And I didn't feel like it was that personal. I don't know. I felt like it should have been a little bit more. Loved Margot Robbie's jacket at the end. Harley Quinn's jacket at the end. It's very stylish and chic. We did not need Bruce the hyena, the CGI hyena. They just seem to have him there because I think she has one in the comics. They only show the cartoons on screen like once. Other than that, it was interesting titles. Everyone has these like titles like they had in Suicide Squad, but at least you can read them and there's not tons of information ridiculously inserted in there. I didn't think we needed Bruce, just the CGI hyena at all. Birds of Prey feels extra vibrant. There's funny parts, but what's it overall about? It feels like it's almost wanting to say something about women overcoming hardships in a men-driven world, but that's not really stated. As a matter of fact, I'm not really sure what is stated. So let me know what you thought about Birds of Prey. Hit us up on SoundCloud, Apple iTunes, YouTube, Twitch, all the popular stuff, all the popular podcast applications we are on. Comments, questions, concerns, email the LuckyDogPodcast@gmail.com, Twitter @LuckyDogPodcast, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. Links are all in the description. Let me know what you thought about Birds of Prey. Shoot us a comment. Let us know. Thank you for being a part of the Lucky Dog Podcast, supporting all the above. I'm probably going to go back and check out a Suicide Squad movie as well. I know that is got a lot of interesting things to take apart in that movie, so that might be interesting to check out. But happy Black History Month as well to everybody. And yeah, thank you for listening to the Lucky Dog Podcast, and take it easy.